Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Gemini for April 2022. Keep in mind it's a general message, so take what you feel resonates for you. Disregard the rest and go about your day, but know that no matter what messages come through today, guys, keep an open mind. And I heard keep an active heart, but this also means that remember that no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you. Your active free will, the choices you make, the steps you take, and how you get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, that's personal freedom, it's personal power, and it's something that lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet, my friends. So use that power wisely. For all my subscribers, I love you, love you, love you. From the bottom of my heart, you guys mean the world to me. Thank you for being here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like it resonates and you'd like to see more, hit subscribe. Please join this journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. So before I get into the cards, I'm going to take a moment to call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective to join us. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, my family and loved ones, as well as yours, to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages that are for the farthest reaching, but only for the highest good of everyone watching. And I am going to ask at this time as well that these guides also help to bring peace and awareness to the world and everyone in it at this time. So let's move on. What I'm going to do is I brought the Messages of Life Oracle by Mario Duque, and this is what it looks like. Now, it may be a different box because I've had these cards for like 20 years, but just in case, you're interested, that's what they are. So let's get into the messages, please. What messages do you have for Gemini, please, Spirit, for April 22? I'm going to take that one. Is there anything else? Thank you. And I grabbed that. So we have 3, and they're telling me to grab the bottom of the deck, which the bottom of the deck is Remain in the Light. And this is actually super important because no matter what's happening around you, you may have a lot of people going through some stuff, going through strife, going through difficult times, and they may really want to lean on you because you're just such a strong person. Thing is, no matter what's happening around us, we need to keep in our authenticity, keep in our autonomy, and keep in our light. Okay, so I'm going to read this and then I'll read the other 3 for you. No matter what happens, I remain in the light without becoming discouraged or angry. I observe, I take time to think calmly and wisely, and I go forward with complete confidence, knowing that I will succeed. Through constantly nurturing my soul, I become strong and solid, being of light. And this is really, really wonderful as well, because it is asking you again, if you find yourself getting discouraged, if you find yourself getting kind of super angry and you're not really sure why, take a few moments to cleanse that energy. Take a deep breath in, and with this intention, imagine love and light coming into, and wellness coming into your heart, into your lungs, and imagine breathing out what is not authentic to you or what is not of love and light and wellness, and ask this to be transmuted out into the world with love. For some of you, you may actually want to kind of perform that pillar of light, bring the light down and surround you and stay in this light, create a protective bubble around you. But I think that this is also one of these things to create a conscious awareness. Again, if we are, especially if we're an empath and we kind of sponge other people's stuff, if we're finding ourselves irrationally angry or angry out of the blue, who are you around? Who's around you right now? Is this something that you feel actually resonates for you or not? And if it's something that you don't feel resonates for you, again, take those deep breaths in and breathe that crap out. You may also want to smudge. You may want to set the intentions as well that you are a sovereign being and no other energy is going to permeate your energy field. I am free is one of the cards that came here as well. And again, this comes right back to free of other people's shit, free of other people's energy. It says, from now on, I am free of the duality, fear, judgments, and people that may prevent me from moving on my path to inner peace. I listen to my heart. The veil of my ego is lifted, and a vision of my new life appears to me. I am focused on my inner journey and remain steadfast in the energy of love. Searching within right now, and I think this is important as well, especially if we're going through some life changes and some growing pains, and we're kind of, what I heard is there may be, some people coming and some people going. This happens all the time, right? I want to say attrition, but it's more spirits like they're trying to bring you into alignment with your highest good, and people are going to come and go because there's lessons and, interactions that are meant to happen along this ride. So what I see and what I live is a mirror of my inner self. Not my outer, but my inner conditions are the source of my difficulties in life. With each of life's challenges, I search within to learn how I can grow stronger. I will find the best answers and the greatest healing. I study myself and transform myself. And this is also important as well. Again, like if you're finding yourself experiencing intense emotions, but you're not quite sure why you're going through that, this is, again, search within. Is there something within me that really I am harboring? I heard doubt or insecurities. Is there something, in me that I'm still kind of triggered? And is this pain or this anger coming from a place of a trigger? This is going within to say, okay, how we are on the inside is going to paint this picture of how we view the world and how we view our experiences and how we paint those experiences. And I'm saying what I heard is trauma as well, grief and trauma. Those things can definitely paint our experiences with an inaccurate view of what's actually happening right now. So again, I think it's just being really aware and authentic. Now I heard awkward, and that's me, yo. Guys, I think maybe you guys might, some of you may be like the same, but maybe not. But I know sometimes, especially when I meet new people, I can get really, really awkward because I get really, really anxious. And sometimes I'm really super shy until you get to know me. And then as soon as, I feel like I can drop that comfort zone, it's, the filter is gone. But I think that for some of you, I'm hearing like that may resonate. Again, or you may know somebody who's like that, but I think that it's also just really important, again, to be aware of what's going on. And if you are feeling energy surges, is almost what I'm feeling, this is a real important place to, again, take those deep breaths in, say, are they from me? Are they not from me? Where is this coming from? As well as I think it's important to be aware of the sun's rays. I'm not sure what's going on in terms of like, what's it called? It's not geomagnetic, but the Earth's magnetic, I want to say shield, but our the sun and the rays, right? Like whatever is happening with these solar storms, they also can help kind of make us feel a little bit of wonky. And I almost want to say hella wonky because you might get really, really tired when one of these solar storms is happening. You may have a lot of heightened anxiety. You may not be able to sleep. And these are ascension symptoms. These are things that Spirit is recalibrating us and getting us ready. What I heard is to push us forward. Okay? So I'm going to, before I move into the tarot, I'm being asked to grab a message from the Mermaid Oracle here. I absolutely love these. So moving forward in this month, Spirit, what would be the most helpful advice for Gemini to focus on to help them stay in the light? And to remember, again, that you're never alone. And I actually don't think I read that. So I'm going to read it to you because you're not alone, my friends. Even if you feel like there is a lack of support around you, remember that you have Spirit. I heard social support as well for some of you. It says, regardless of the darkness around me, I maintain my bond with God and the angels. This is the inner strength that allows me to go on. I have faith that all things will fall into divine order for my greatest benefit. I ask the universe for its guidance and always receive its help and protection. The sun will rise and shine for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for some of you, what I heard is if you're feeling like Spirit is not there to help you, the words I heard were, it's time to get out of that small self mindset. You are when I say large and in charge, and it has nothing to do with physical size, it's your spirit, it's your mission, it's what you're here to do, it's your persona, it's your personality, my friends. You're never alone. And I also want to say, because I heard about the social setting, if there are people kind of in your world too, there might be some haters, there may be some jealous people who are watching you shine, who are watching you grow and glow, and that's not happening for them. So it's something that, it could be even a subconscious thing on their part that they're kind of a little bit jealous. So if you are feeling that from other people, just remind yourself you are free. And it may be, really important, again, that throughout this month, really analyzing these things that disturb our peace. Because with the freedom coming into it says, okay, I am free of the duality, fear, and judgments, and people that may prevent me from moving forward in my path to inner peace. I listen to my heart. So what this is saying too is if there's constantly someone or situations that are disturbing your peace, you can be free of those. There's nothing tying you to that person. Now for some of you, it may be an actual tie like marriage, family or things like that, what I would suggest is to kind of do a cord cutting ritual. This doesn't mean you don't love or care about the people, but it means that those ties that are on you, they're leaving. Another thing that I would suggest as well is you may want to have a spiritual bath. And my back is hurting as I'm saying this. So you may want to have a spiritual bath or a shower, and in this, just set your intentions that the water is going to help cleanse you, regenerate you. But in this shower or in this bath, imagine if you guys have ever seen sci-fi movies where somebody's being incubated and they've got all these hooks and all these tubes and stuff coming up their back. Imagine your spinal column with tubes. And I feel like this is because this is where this is a spiritual point as well, I feel like. Especially what I'm hearing is some of you may be having back pain, because I'm getting it right now. What I heard is it could be linked to psychic attack, but it also could be just linked to negative energies around you and drains. So what you would do is imagine all these plugs, pull them out. You know, just boom, 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 boom. Get all this shit out of me. And so this would be in your just imagination space, okay? And then in your imagination space, sew those up. Sew those little wounds up, because they're not going to be having these plugs in anymore. And we're going to set our intention that as we sew up these wounds, that we are going to be an autonomous being. There are no more drains or pulls or cords attached to us. We may even, if it's a cord that we know we need to cut with someone, imagine that cord between the two of you. Pay attention to what this looks like. And as well, depending on the bond, it may be harder to cut. Now, I found too, especially if you're dealing with like a more of a manipulative energy, that cord, you may have to in your mind saw through that shit. It doesn't mean you're not going to have a relationship with this person, but it means that those energetic things, those energetic ties, they're no longer going to be there. And what I heard is it may also help stabilize you. So now we're going to move on to the messages from the mermaid, please. And they're showing me I am free. So I'm looking at I am free, and be spontaneous came out. And this is absolutely wonderful advice. I feel like as well, depending on where you are in your stage of life, especially if you have kids, if you've got a lot on your plate, if you've got a lot of, things weighing you down or tying you down. We've got jobs, we've got commitments, we've got children, we have busy schedules. And I think that for a lot of us, what may feel like we're missing in our world is this sense of freedom, is this sense of being able to pick up and just go have an adventure. I feel like also, especially COVID, kind of stopped that spontaneity too, because it was no longer like, oh, let's just go pick up and go here, because things were closed and you can't do that. And then you have to weigh the options of like, well, I would like to do that, but is it worth the risk of exposing myself to COVID? I live in Canada right now, in Ontario, and a lot of the restrictions have been lifted, and honestly, it's felt so freeing and so wonderful. I know COVID's not gone, but the restrictions being lifted right there already changes the mindset, already creates this more freeing feeling. So for some of you, this is what this could be. Kind of release some restrictions that you've had on yourself, or if there's other people who have put restrictions on you, they're not your boss, my friends. You are the master of your own domain. So being spontaneous, not having so much to plan everything. And this could also be like someone calls you up and says, hey man, you want to go for a drive, you want to go for a walk, and you go, yeah, I'd absolutely love this. Get out of your comfort zone, step out of your comfort zone for a little bit. Spirit, can I have one more message, please, before we move into the tarot? Thank you. So they got 2 solitudes on the bottom there. And interesting, because it's like you're never alone, even in solitude. Even when you are on your own, you have a whole team of spirit backing you up, my friends. For some of you, especially if you identify with a starseed, you may feel a little bit alone, because not everyone around us understands us. We're a little bit different, right? Not everyone around you is going to be able to feel the energy in the room. Not everyone around you is going to pick up on those little nuances. So I think that that's also where we are never alone. We always have spirit, and call on your spirit guides if you need help. Ask that they're here for your highest good, because I think too, if you notice sometimes, depending on, especially tarot, we'll go with tarot, depending on the reader you're watching, if they're just going like, what messages do we want? It's not for your highest good. The stuff that can come up there, I want to say smut, okay? And I mean, there's nothing wrong with a good smutty tarot reading here and there. But if that's what we're watching all the time, if that's what we're filling our brain with, you know, it's not always the best information that's coming forward or the most accurate as well, right? So what I heard is this is where it's just like you want to make sure that especially with this never alone but in solitude, being careful, what I heard is of the sources you're listening to. And they're coming back on the tarot thing about if you are kind of watching more of the, I'm going to use the word smut, but I don't mean it as an offensive term, although it sounds like it. If you're watching more of the lower vibrational tarot, right, that is trying to find out what's happening, like details about other people's worlds and things like that, if you're watching that kind of stuff, Spirit's also saying here, be careful of those guides as well, because you don't know where this information is coming. And they're saying don't make it fit your situation, just like I say with you, because we can create some pretty shitty self-fulfilling prophecies just by watching something. And I know I've done it, I'll be the first to admit, before. I have definitely watched stuff that said something, and then, you know, it sparked this nerve within me, and it's, you know, I'd pick a fight with my hubby just because I, you know, this reading said this. So, honest to truth, don't do it, okay? Just don't do it. Be spontaneous. Remember that you have a huge support network. And for some of you, if you don't feel like you have that, I'm saying reach out. Reach out to some people. Reach out to people who you don't feel like have claws or cords attached to you. You know, this could even be like an online support group. They're showing me gratitude was at the bottom of the deck. And I want to actually show you this because there was future. Last one was light. No, I lied. Because there was magic too. And decisions is under that. On the table, I've got miracles. I feel like as well, somebody might be coming into your world who's going to help you a lot. Who's going to help you kind of move past restrictions and could even be self-imposed. I got the Lovers on the bottom of the deck in the reverse, but I didn't wash my table as well as I thought I did, and I just got some syrup on that. So hopefully that's off now. We're going to pull a little tarot wisdom coming forward here. I really want to focus on the support, and I heard the guidance is the support. The Ten of Pentacles here, this could be family. Again, we do have, I'm drawn to the Mystic. I'm drawn to the tarot reader in the back, too, at the bottom. And she is looking about the future, right? So some of you could be very focused on tarot right now, especially what I heard is if you're kind of in separation with someone. You got the King of Pentacles here, so this could be an Earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, definitely. But I think that this is also you showing up pretty grounded. Realizing that you're going to be autonomous, you're going to stay in the light no matter the darkness around you. This means you got it all, my friends. And there's a lot of people that, those that may want to tear you down, or those who may want to belittle you, they don't have it all. So they're jealous. You may not feel like you have it all either. And I think this is where it's important to remember that outside gaze and when people are looking in. And this is why it's really wonderful to remind ourselves not to judge people, not to assume things just by, again, the look of this outside appearance. Because just because somebody appears to have everything doesn't mean they do, doesn't mean they even have everything and their shit together. So I do feel like there's a huge push right now for you. This could be another person in your world again, but I think this is a huge push for you to really stay grounded in yourself and to remember that you are provided for, that you have everything that you need. And I'm not sure if any of you guys watch Young Rock, but I was watching a Young Rock episode last night, and what he was mentioning is it's just stuff. He sorry if I ruin it for you, but he broke his friend's fishing rod. And it feels really bad because he couldn't afford to fix this one or to get a new one because it was super pricey. And the guy's like, it's okay. It's just stuff. How many times in our worlds have we thought we needed to have something? We needed to get something, you know, we're putting ourselves in this unrealistic I almost want to say a hamster wheel of need to have, all of these different things. Just remember, it's just stuff. What is the things in this world that is most valuable is our families, is our future, is our friendships, is what makes us whole. It's the support network that we have around us. It's the people in it. So I feel like it's really important, again, just if you feel like you've kind of lately or in the last little bit kind of felt like that spontaneous side of you has been a little bit erased, is what I want to say. This comes from saying yes, even if you may feel a little bit nervous or uncomfortable. It's not saying yes if you feel like within the pit of your stomach that that's a bad idea. Listen to your intuition. But if somebody says, hey, you want to do this, and your intuition says, it'd be fun, and you're like, yeah, but I don't really have the time, the energy, blah, 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 blah. This is get your butt out there and go do it, my friends, because it's going to help you build a better world, and it's going to help you feel like your world's a whole lot more full. Spirit, can you tell me more? Thank you. And they put the Four of Wands on the floor. So just a second, guys. I have the Four of Wands here too. For some of you, this could definitely be marriage within partnership. For some of you, whatever you're working towards is bringing you celebration, and it's bringing you those feelings of accomplishment as well. I love this. I love this card. You may be married. What I heard is you may be married to an earth sign as well. So this could be within this relationship. I'm really leaning on the support from your partner as well. Not all of us have a toxic partner that we need to cut ties with, right? But it could be somebody else in our world that whatever this is with the light. This miracles as well with the Four of Wands. Tell me more, please. You have the Devil in reverse. And I think this is wonderful to come out with. And the Eight of Cups. I'm going to take that. So the Devil in reverse with the Eight of Cups, we are finally letting go of addictions. We're finally letting go of codependent behaviors. And we're finally letting go of the need, I heard, to fix people, to be in their shit. So if someone else is in the thick of it, you know, we feel like to be there, we got to be in the thick of it together. Hell no. Walk away from that idea. Walk away from the feelings or the ideas that have hurt us in the past, or if we're holding on to something, if we're holding on to a belief system that is no longer serving us, it's time to go. I'll give you an example, and I mean, I can be embarrassed about this or I can not be embarrassed about this, but I truly felt through a lot of my childhood and stuff that I wasn't good enough, that there was something inherently wrong with me, why people didn't want to be my friend, or why, you know, I didn't feel loved, and I internalized a lot of things, and, you know, it was a long time coming before I realized even that I'm holding on to this belief system that I'm not enough. Where does this come from, and how do I fix it? How do I help myself feel like enough? How do I move this forward? For some of you, you may feel like that. And if you do feel like that, remember, you are absolutely enough. It doesn't matter how many people, and there's maybe two where this is as people pleasing, or again, this is where I can show you on my own side. I'm a Gemini too, but I internalized all those things that people would say, childhood bullies, you know, abusive people in my world that would put me down. And, you know, this is one of those things that once I realized I'm holding on to this, it was time to kind of start to deconstruct how that has affected my life and how that is stopping me from moving forward. Because if we have an inherent belief that we're not enough, how are we possibly going to procure ourselves this beautiful Ten of Pentacles, this happy family life, and this stability if we're thinking that we're not worthy of it? So this is really releasing some of those toxic mentalities and realizing they're not for our highest good to be able to move forward. So I want to get one more message here. Tell me about this Devil in reverse. What is it that we are leaving behind to move into something great? Because something great's coming. Absolutely. What you're leaving behind is the Nine of Wands, which is this wounded warrior. Things are always going to be hard. Things are always not going to work in my favor. With the Page of Wands here. Now the Page of Wands is in the reverse. This could be, just looking at this, the Page of Wands in the reverse with the Nine of Pentacles over there. Or sorry, Nine of Wands over there. to me, it speaks of, now it could be a fire sign in your world who's kind of always looking for trouble, but I feel like this is also knowing that if this road looks kind of hard, or if we're being offered a situation that we've been through before and we know it's going to put us through the shit, we don't have to go after this. We do have choices, right? We have choices and decisions on how we can move forward in our world. So I do definitely feel like this is just the stuff that we've held on to. It may have been our narrative or our story up until now, but it doesn't have to be anymore. And also, again, don't move forward with things if they don't feel right to you. It does not matter. Again, what I heard, even if it's a family situation, like what I heard is like family member could want something from you or want something, and you're really being pushed towards this, even though your heart of hearts and your intuition says, no, I don't want to do this. Okay, so again, remaining in the light, because if you say no to someone, or someone crosses a boundary and you enforce that, and then they get hella mad and grouchy, you don't have to internalize that. Again, keep your light force strong around you, my friends. So the card that fell on the floor is the woman holding a coin. I think this is you, regardless of whether you are a man or a woman. Now, it may be a feminine offering you something. It may be a feminine offering you support. It may be a feminine offering you this, hey, get your shit on. We're going for a drive. We're going on a road tour. I'm not taking no for an answer. And before I get you, what are you taking your coffee? What do you want to drink? I'm going to pick it up. We're going to go do some shit. Some debauchery is in order, okay? So, but others of you, this is, I feel like, you knowing what you have to offer. You holding that coin and knowing that, you're not just going to offer this to the next person that comes along. You're not going to offer this to someone who's not worthy of you and who doesn't treat you like you're worthy. So under there was the rest and rejuvenate card in the reverse. I feel like for some of us, this is really maybe learning to take a rest, learning to take a break, because we don't allow ourselves to do that with whatever busy situation that we have going on. Now, bottom of the deck is the world in the reverse, because what I feel like too is, what I heard is you have to implement, there's changes to implement, okay? Tell me about this woman holding the coin. What changes are being implemented, Spirit? As a parting, lots. You have at the bottom of the deck, Archangel Ariel with the second chakra, and this is our sacral. What I heard first off is what needs to change is bringing the joy into our worlds, bringing the pleasure, creating from a place of joy as well. For some of you as well, this could be pregnancy. Some of you could be starting a family, again with this 10 of Pentacles, and the woman holding the coin with this right here definitely tells me as well that somebody could be starting a family. And if that is the case, what I'm hearing as well as, right, just, and this is a small little thing, if you have had a toxic relationship with a family member, or there's been control issues, this is something to clear up now, because when you have your family, you may also have to deal with that, and to remember that you're an authority. Your mom, your dad, what you say, it holds merit. This is, they're bringing me to, like, reminding me of somebody undermining your authority, or like a parent or grandparent of yours, deciding that the rules that you've set in place could be like nutritionally as well, or anything like that. They don't matter, that you're just overprotective, or you're over picky, and they're not going to listen. And hopefully that's not true, but they're strongly really reminding me of that. So we have Journey here, man holding a coin, counterparts here. Now, the thing is, I feel like this man holding the coin, we're going to get a quick message from the book on why it's in the reverse. We have blossoming abundance, strategy, trying to figure out how we're moving towards this abundance, and envy. This envy card, that's whoever or whatever the situation is that you're freeing yourself and cutting those cords from. Let's find this man holding the coin, which is a 43. And in the reversed, it says, it reveals that you could be acting against your own best interest where money or health matters are concerned. You might be spending a bit too much or simply not being conscious enough about what's really important. If that's the case, become more aware of your choices and priorities and bring more discipline to your life. This card reversed could also be a warning of self-absorbed or dismissive man who may be out of his own advancement, even at the cost of your own. Be conscious of the critical or demanding men around you, and always remember that you alone determine who has the real power in your life. Absolutely. So it could be a man, it could be just a person as well, like a masculine energy, regardless of whether or not it is a man or a woman. We all hold both polarities within ourselves, and to be honest, usually I feel like I'm more of a masculine. I feel like since I was a kid, I always thought, I've been a man in the past life. Well, clearly, and I do hold a lot of more masculine tendencies at times. So I think it's just however you see this. There's definitely something wonderful coming to you, and I think that you're definitely planning it. This could be you, again, holding on to your finances and moving forward with a plan that you're really, really passionate about, that brings you joy, that sparks your creativity. And this may be something that you're doing it alone because you don't have the support of the people around you, because, again, like I said, they're hella jealous they didn't put themselves out there. So don't worry about this energy, this person or this group, whatever this negative, envious energy of you stay in the light, because wonderful, fucking, magnificent things are coming for you, and nobody or nothing can stop the blessings that Spirit has intended for you. So that's the message I have. I love you all. I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye, guys.